All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I wanted to make this because a couple of people handed in their journals after class, and they talked about this particular problem being a little confusing. We were moving fast, and I totally agree that we weren't where we quite wanted to be. So I want to make sure that I clear this up a little bit. So what this problem is trying to show us is that we know that the price level matters because prices dictate how much stuff we can buy with our money. So this problem is showing us how a person who's saving money might be influenced by inflation. And not only how they're influenced, but what we call their purchasing power. So their purchasing power, which I think I used it a little bit in class, but I didn't really necessarily explain it, which tells us how much crap people can buy with their money. And so we notice that inflation changes Sally, in this case, is her purchasing power. So I'm going to not walk through this whole thing again, but I'm going to do a couple of them. So if she puts this $1,000 in the bank, she's going to earn 10% interest. So that means that, so it'll work like this: 10,000 bucks. We're going to multiply by 10% as a percentage, as a decimal is 0.1, and so we get 100 bucks. That's the interest earned, right? She's happy. She made $100 that year just for sitting around, which means at the end of the year she's got 1,100 bucks. 1,100, not 11,000. Now, at the beginning of the year, she had $1,000, and that $1,000 is only valuable insofar as it can buy stuff. Well, we're going to just deal with pitchforks here. It can be whatever you want, but pitchforks at $10 a piece. So originally, her $1,000 equaled 100 pitchforks. If you do $1,000 divided by the price of the pitchforks, 10, you get 100 pitchforks. Now, at the end of the year, she had $1,100. And the question becomes, these are pitchforks, how many pitchforks can she get with 1,100 bucks? Well, it kind of depends on what your inflation is. When inflation is 0%, that means the price of the pitchfork, $10, times 0% equals 0. Well, that means that the price of the pitchforks didn't change. So $10 pitchforks still, that means that she can now get 110 pitchforks. So if your interest rate is exceeding your inflation, man, that's really good if you're a saver, because you're getting more purchasing power with your dollars. But now if you flip it, so if you make the inflation, let's say 12%, let's see, so then we take the price of our pitchforks, which is 10, and we need to multiply now by 0.12, right? And see what that equals. And it should be 1.2. So the price of the pitchfork has gone up $1.20. So now pitchforks cost $11.20. Well, now my 1,100 bucks, my $1,100 is equal to, let me see, I got to do 1,100 divided by 11.2, and I come up with 98. It's actually a decimal, 98.2. This is what Jaylene did in class. And you can see now my purchasing power has diminished greatly from the year when there was 0% inflation, and now there's 12% inflation. So I guess a rule for you to think about: higher inflation makes life hard for people who do what? Who save. Unless, of course, their interest rate can exceed inflation. And that's what you're trying to do. When you save money, you want your interest rate to be bigger than inflation, because this keeps your purchasing power in good shape. All right? I'm going to make a couple of notes in another video here about your homework, because I want you to, a little help there. There will be a couple that are tricky for you, but I just want to make sure that we square this away. Again, turn in your journals, email me, let me know if you have any trouble. Thank you guys very much, and good job the last couple of days. I know we're moving fast because of this snowstorm, all right? Have a good night.